evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Well, haven't we had a storied and colorful adventure in Pathfinder land lately? I did say I was definitely going to lose, and I kept my word by losing twice in the prologue, once in Brigand Doom and once in a Black Fang's dungeon, and then only winning by a hair in pretty much every single time I've ever won, so it's been fun. This next scenario is hard. It's very deceptively hard. So normally, let me just show you real quick, on normal difficulty, you roll a 1d6 after defeating a goblin, and everybody at your location takes 1 fire damage. If you get a 1, when you make it heroic, it's just like, fuck you, kill a goblin, everybody takes the fire damage. So it's rough. It's rough, and it really punishes you throughout the entire scenario for clustering up, because there's goblins in every place. The villain's a goblin, the henchmen are goblins, there's other random goblin monsters you can find, so it's just hard. Okay, finally I got a relatively easy wild card. The difficulty of all checks is increased by 1. I think it doesn't affect recharge checks. If it did, it doesn't affect recharge checks or closing checks. At least it didn't last time I played. If it does now, that makes it much harder. But without it affecting closing checks and recharge checks, it's really pretty tame compared to some of the other shit we've had to deal with, as you've seen. Okay, some familiar locations here, so I think we'll send Kira over here. Who wants to go to the town square? It's good you can pick. Anyone who can pick up crap really well is good at that, because they can discard it to explore again. This is another one you want to have someone as well, because the closing check gives you a free explore, essentially. So you want somebody there no matter what. You know what? Let's see. Who's good at... let's put Lem there, I guess. And Sayoni, we'll put her here. I'm not putting them together because the scenario punishes you so hard for it. I could just put Valeros there and not give a fuck that I'm going to have to spend 2 blessings to close it. It's got the most monsters, but the city gate's good for him as well. So Sejan, he's got a decent dexterity check. It's a d10 plus 1. I could put him there until Sayoni finds invisibility, then she can move over, or they can switch places. All right, we'll do that, I guess. Okay, so I didn't put Valeros with anybody in the beginning, because I keep forgetting that. Well, whoops. It's really not that big of a deal. I don't think it should matter too much. So, yeah. The locations aren't that bad, really. They're all pretty friendly locations. It's just, the only problem is the goblins dealing fire damage left and right. Let's explore and find a shadow. This is one of those times where you really regret that invisibility isn't a combat spell, because you have to discard something. I'm actually just going to use invisibility as a combat thing. I feel like that's the best thing I can do. Anybody got a rechargeable blessing? You do. Great. This is a loose roll, but it's 2d12s. What? Oh, no! No, that didn't just happen. So I hand wiped. I lost my spyglass. I lost Father Xanthus. I didn't defeat the shadow. This is where if I were playing by myself, I would just forfeit and start over. You know what? Fuck it. You know what? My game, my rules. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. Nobody's deck changed. That was the very first turn. I do lose the really generous wildcard power, but you know what? I'm willing to roll on another wildcard power to just not have to deal with that rough start. So, yeah, is that shitty? Is it shitty? Yes, absolutely. It's totally shitty, but hey, I'm playing. I don't hold it against you if you think I'm an asshole for doing that, but I just really feel like strategically, why deal with a 6-card hand wipe? Total failed first turn when you can take just a few minutes, maybe really just like 1 minute out of your day to restart this. Of course, if I get a worse wildcard power, like, that one. Actually, that one's not bad. Weapon, armor, or ally. Yeah, I couldn't care less. So I got actually an even better wildcard power, and I'm hopefully not having Sayoni get hand wiped at the start. So that's good. Glad that happened. Okay, so back to the Rusty Dragon we go. Back to this place we go. Back to the cathedral. Back to that. Back to that. I think that was about right. Yeah. Still didn't put Valeros with anybody. I just really don't care. Maybe if I'd put Valeros with Sayoni, it wouldn't have been a hand wipe. Then she could have used Father Xanthus. Yeah. Of course, if she had an actual combat spell instead of invisibility, that would have been good too. Yeah, well, lots of coulda, wouldas, buddhas. Oh, she gets invisibility again. Damn it. Damn it! Oh, God, this is awful. All right, well, let's see if we can recharge this amulet. Ooh, that skill feat that I just got saves me a card. And invisibility, man, it is good for closing that location. I'll hang on to it. We'll get rid of a standard bearer instead. And do I get a 6 on these 2 dice? Sure hope so. Boy, that was super loose. Okay. Oh, yeah, right. I take a damage because it's a goblin! Yes. Alright, we're not going to explore again. That would just be suicidal. I am going to keep my hand and explore. Holy water is junk. Total utter junk. I'll spend a blessing or 2 to keep exploring. Bugbear. Okay, well, 8 isn't a combat spell, but it lets me kind of use my crossbow as sort of a combat spell, so I'll just do that. Oh, it's a goblin. I'm going to take damage. Great. Fucking God. Of all the times to find so many goblins, this is the time. Do I get rid of Thieves' Tools? It's a gamble, because if I don't find a barrier worth using Thieves' Tools on, I'm going to regret that I lost an exploration, but I feel like it's better to play safe. All right, Sage-Anne's going to move out of here because Sione's coming in, so I'm just going to have Sage-Anne switch places with her. There's a risk if he finds a goblin, she's taking an extra damage, but so be it. Crow. The crow knows nothing. I think I'm just going to discard it to explore. Oh, I can't. Oh, no! There's so many allies. You know what? I take it back. That hero power is worse, for sure, than the one I had before, because there are lots of allies in this scenario. So if you don't have extra cards to get rid of, it sucks. Okay, she's going to go take a trip to the Old Light, to Augury, because it has the most monsters, and I need every extra bit of help I can possibly get here. Okay, that was the worst possible outcome. No monsters, even though there's 4 in the deck. 5! Half this place is monsters, and I didn't find a single one. At least I get to shuffle, but it would have been nice to get a free Explorer, or better yet, find the Henchman. Unfortunately, the Henchman gets shuffled, hopefully closer to the top, but it wasn't there. Alright, we got a skeleton here. Luckily, it's not a goblin, and because it is undead, I can feel pretty comfortable using my Flaming Mace on it. I'm not going to explore again here. I'm going to save those for a better location for her to explore. Eyes of the Eagle, perception check is pretty irrelevant, so we'll let them by. Troubadour isn't useful for closing this location, so I'm going to discard it to explore. Short sword, really not that useful. I might use it to fight some easy monster just to get it out of it. Oh, wait, it's a weapon. Oh god, that's actually really kind of annoying. Alright, well, I guess we're burying it. And then an enchanter. Fuck! Oh, that's actually so bad because I'm going to lose this spear. I can't recharge it voluntarily. Unless I get a really bad roll and fail, then recharge it and then succeed. I lose it. Oh, God. Okay, so Valero's just basically hand-wiped. He has 4 cards in his discard pile. Okay, what is she doing? She's going to the bridge because she has invisibility to close it. She still hasn't found her combat spells, unfortunately. Hopefully some time passes before I need my combat spells. Get lucky picking up a dog. The dog just loves her charismatic nature. Go! No! Oh, you know what, though? That's what I get. That's what I freaking get for restarting the scenario. I would have loved to have all these extra explorations from all these allies that this scenario is just so fucking abundant with, but nope. Don't get them, because I re-rolled and I got that wildcard power, which is apparently so awful. God. Alright, we got a cool little ally here. It's a promo card. It's a really, really strong one. It's actually better than Father Xantus. He's got a Father Xantus thing, but he also can be used for combat. So it's just really good. And I'm going to go ahead and play another blessing to pick him up. Make sure I don't fail. I would have succeeded regardless. And I have to bury a card. Motherfucker. Oh, God, that's so annoying. Alright, well, let's bury him to heal. So I've got basically 2 Father Xantuses. Okay, it's not quite as good as Father Xantus, because... Wait, what? Why did it go away? Oh, it's in here. It's not quite as good because it's 1d4, not 1d4 plus 1, so I beg your pardon. It's not quite as good. So, but that means that using him for the combat check is like a legitimate decision. Blessing of Torag. Alright, let's hope I make my, 70% odds? 80% odds? I need a 3, so it's 80%. At least I don't have to discard when I pick up blessings, so thank God for little miracles like that. Sheriff Hemlock. Alright. Unfortunately, I have to bury a fucking card after I pick him up. You know what? I'm going to bury Force Missile. I know it's a little bit foolish, but fuck it. We're just doing it. We're just going to get maximum explorations here. Alright, we're going to reveal this, Archer that, hopefully not roll terribly, thank you. Now I take a fire damage. What do I lose? I'll lose Thieves' Tools. I can't hang on to Thieves' Tools forever. I just can't. Alright, so we get a burglar, which is an auto succeed thanks to my recently spent skill feat, and a troubadour. So that closes. Okay. Oh my god, that's good. Oh, I have to bury it because of the stupid wildcard power. Man, scenarios with the more allies there are, the worse that thing is. Okay, is that just the first location I've closed? Yep, it's the first one. First one, and I've already spent like 8 turns. Okay. Goblin War Chanter. Jesus. Okay, luckily, the good news about this is that, I don't need to use weapons or spells. Because I am Sage and I punch things with my fists. I fist them, you could say. So, this is all just a waste of time. Everybody's rolling to make sure that they can use weapons and spells. And, doesn't really matter. Because Sajan's just going to punch that guy. And he's going to take a fire damage afterwards, unfortunately, because it is a goblin. Man, the goblins are out in full force. Hang on a second. That's a mistake. It's a Blessing of Gorham up, so I really want to do this. This is risky. I could definitely fail this. I don't really want to fail it. So we're going to play another Blessing of Gorham, because it's recharged. And just make sure I kill him. In fact, those extra 2d6s almost definitely made the difference. And I'm going to get rid of Thieves' Tools. Because I have Masterwork tools, so it definitely makes my life easier. Only one of these remaining 7 cards is a monster, so I'm just going to explore. This is actually normally a really high-quality boon, but Lem's already got the Deathbane Light Crossbow, and nobody else wants it, so I don't even care if I fail to get it, and I'm just happy to get it out of the way, and that I didn't find a monster when I was doing nothing. Oh my god, I actually left this Potion of Energy Resistance in Sajan's inventory. Whoops. That was definitely a mistake. Hopefully I find something to get rid of, that'll let me get rid of it. Alright, Blessing of Aristil. God, it feels so good to roll for blessings and not have to take damage, like the Shrine of Lamashtu. And luckily, I do not discard a card, or don't have to bury a card when I pick up a blessing. It's just weapons, armors, and items. So again, thank God for little miracles. Alright, here, do I discard the Flaming Mace or just go for it? I'm just going to discard it. I've got a cure. So, I really want to make this check, and the discard made the difference. Oh, hey, I defeated a monster. I get to take a blessing back. Do I keep exploring? Well, 25% chance of running into another monster. We're going for it. The thing is, if I don't explore, am I really, like, improving my odds that much? No, because I'm only drawing 1 card from my deck, so I might as well just keep exploring. And if I find a monster, people can play blessings on me to help me win. It's not the end of the world. This is a recharge, so I definitely want to use that. Strength. Alright. Not a keeper, but it's a spell I'll use in this scenario, since I might actually be fighting things without a weapon. I'm gonna explore with the Blessing of Aristil, because then I can play Strength and use the Blessing of Pharasma for 2 dice instead of 1 if I find a monster, which I don't. Okay, if I fail to acquire it, I discard a weapon or an item. I have no weapons or items, so I'm just happy to let this go. It doesn't matter. The burglar does not give extra exploration, so I didn't care about picking it up. And I think at this point we can just stop. So I'm going to cure. I do hit the 25% chance of wasting one of the heals, but I think that was worth doing to get it out of my hand to increase my odds of finding my Holy Light or my other weapon. Wait, I do have a Holy Light, don't I? Do I not have Holy Light? Oh my god. I was sure we found a Holy Light. Or did I fail to pick it up? Maybe I just failed to pick it up. Okay, anyway. Valeros. Battered chest. Don't care about random items, so we'll just let it roll as it will, because it is auto-defeated. So that's another small blessing here, that I don't have to deal with a bad barrier. Okay, so for the skeleton, we'll use the Warhammer to avoid a penalty. Let's recharge that Warhammer as well while we're at it, and that's enough for that turn. Okay, so we're a third of the way done. I've closed 1 location. It could definitely be going better. Rat Swarm. Ah, boy. Can I afford to just roll to try to hit a 9 on these 3 dice? It's a bit loose. Nobody's got any rechargeable explorations. I'm just going to roll for it. Okay, got lucky. And I think before I use my standard bearer to explore, I will check with the spyglass to see what's coming up. Because if a henchman's coming up, I'd rather not fight it now. I'd rather wait until I get a combat spell. Alright, so the sneak is interesting. Wisdom or Perception 8. Kira's the most likely person to make that. She's also the most likely person to pick up this blessing. Although, Sione She only has to hit a 3 on a d12. Kira has to hit a 2 on a d12. Okay, so Kira is better. So I'm going to leave it like this and try to remember to have Kira come over here to do that. Okay, Lem wants to cure himself. Does he want to swap cards? I don't think so. So he'll just cure himself, hopefully for a lot. I'll take it. It's not 1. And I don't want to... I don't mind if the cure goes in the discard, but I don't mind recharging it either because I'm going to want my lightning touch to fight with. I'm not going to want to discard it for the cure. And I think I'm going to go to the old light. It's the place that he can close the best. Dull longsword. That is a dull finding. Alright, I'll play 1 blessing to explore again. It's enfeeble. That's actually not bad if I find the villain with it. But it's like an evasion card that only puts the villain on top of the deck. And I could actually use it to get Cure out of my discard. I can't remember if I successfully recharged the Cure or not. Okay, Seijan doesn't have any monsters left in his location deck, actually. He's not particularly good at closing it. So I think he'd rather just go to the town square where he might fight something. God, yeah. Fight something, and where he can get rid of this potion of energy resistance to close it. Okay, let's see if I can get lucky. 50-50 odds. Oh, off by 1. Do I spend a blessing to explore? Oh wait, I can use the... No, hang on a minute. I can use the potion to explore, but I want to keep the potion to close the location with. So I'll spend a blessing to explore and hope I don't find a monster, which I don't. Short sword +1, pretty crappy. Don't care about it, even though it is magical. And I'll hang on to that potion, hoping I can close the location soon. Kira's still at the stupid place. Oh, hey, here's the one henchman that isn't a goblin. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a weapon, so she's going to have to use Inflict, and that means he's a little bit harder. He's a 12. I guess now's the time to pop the Pharasmataz Blessing. Just wipe this guy out. And I'm going to have to banish the Blessing of Shellen, which is a good blessing, but at least I have a blessing on hand to actually close this place this time instead of fucking up and causing it to stay open and causing Kira to die and all kinds of other bad things. Okay, so I think it's 2 locations closed and we're halfway done. It's a little shitty. At least she gets to recharge a blessing from her discard, which is nice. So she is healthy as an ox right now. But yeah, we haven't really closed very much, have we? Come on. Oh, man. Boo! Boo! That sucked. So, he doesn't give me extra explorations. I wouldn't have even minded having to bury a card because I have so many crappy cards that I could have buried. Oh, do I hang on to the crowbar? Yeah, I'll hang on to it. Alright, Father Xantus. Oh my god, shit. Oh, Kira was supposed to come over here. Fuck. Okay, well, I guess she'll go here because there's no monsters here except for the henchman, which is what she likes because she doesn't want to fight anything right now. Boots of Elvenkind. Succeeding at a stealth check, not really worth it, especially when you have a character who has the invisibility spell. Let's discard the standard bearer. Ilsawari. Alright, so this guy, he's the one where you can scout, but there's a 1 in 12 chance of finding the Sandpoint Devil. I will not be using him in this playthrough because it's just too risky, so sorry, you're buried. And now that I have 5 cards in my discard, I cannot possibly waste healing with Father Xantus. Not that I did anyway. Heal up, and now I'll recharge the Blessing of Aurora to explore again because it matches the top card of the Blessings deck. And there's a Goblin Raider. Alright, so here I think is the time for invisibility to get used as a fireball. Gotta roll a 6 on these dice. It's a loose roll. It's definitely a loose roll. I'm gonna make it though. When you're behind, gotta take some risks. Alright, the D12 rolled good. I lose a blessing. And now I auto-succeed closing this place with my Troubadour. So we closed a place, that's good. Do I actually get to recharge a card or something? Oh yeah, I can recharge an ally from my discard pile. Score! Alright, so she's actually relatively healthy considering how many cards she just buried. Do you have a cure in your discard? No, you did succeed at it, didn't you? Didn't you? Alright, I'm going to make a little move here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the Amulet of Life and get the Thieves' Tools back because there is a barrier in this location, so I might as well keep it safe. This is actually annoying. I am going to enfeeble this thing because I'm not very good with my fists, and I'm not very good at making a wisdom check, so it seems like the logical thing to do to just have somebody else come over and take care of it. AKA Seijan. So I gotta remember to do that with Seijan. Come on, Seijan. Alright, right, it's Seijan's turn right now. Yes, that makes it much easier to remember. Alright, so Seijan, come on over, bud. And then give this Goblin War Chanter a good fisting. Get it right in there. Yep, so it's a little bit annoying how everybody has to roll, not just the people who actually want to play weapons or spells. But I was in the closed beta for this game. This was a tortured card. It was just like always failing. It had all kinds of bugs surrounding it. So I don't mind this workaround. Obsidian has actually been on record as saying that it's not always going to work that way. They are going to try to make it work so that, you know, only the characters who actually try to do stuff need to roll. But for now, I'm fine with it because it's better than having the game crash every single time. Alright, I'm going to just forget about the potion. You know what I should have done, though? I should have actually banished the potion. That would have been smart. I should have banished the potion to block the fire damage, then gotten rid of it from my deck. Yeah. That would have been the smart thing to do. Well, I said it. I didn't do it, but I said it, so it's something. Alright, Kira needs to go to the fucking bridge, because we have that thing there with the Blessing of Iomedae and then a monster behind it of some sort. The sneak. Right? Yeah, okay, so we're going to do this. Hopefully pick it up. Yep. Then we're going to explore again. We'll encounter it. Alright, that's good. And now I have to do combat bare-fisted. That's what strength is for. And anybody got a Blessing of Gorum for me? Gorum? 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 Nope. Alright, so I guess we're going to use one of these Charisma Blessings. I need to roll a 5 on these dice. It'd be hilarious if I... Oh, fuck. Well, I failed about as bad as it could be failed. So that didn't really achieve much. Well, she tried. Maybe... I don't know. Maybe I should have just waited for her to get a combat spell or a weapon or something, but it's fine. I'll live. So, Valeros, still trundling along here at the city gate. Can I get a lucky roll? I can. Alright, so I have to bury a card, but I have cards I can bury. I don't mind that. I need to get through this fucking thing. It's Goblin Raider. Man, I cannot find the, what's her face? Villain to save my life here. So we'll recharge it. Do I get rid of a blessing or a weapon? Man, as bad as it feels, I think getting rid of this good weapon is the right way to go because I need extra explorations very badly. Oh shit! I actually have to recharge a card and fight the henchman bare-fisted here. Whoops. I think Kira had a didn't Kira have a Blessing of Gorum? Yeah, there we go. So we'll just get 2 extra dice here, and that's that. Okay, so finally close the city gate. We got 10 turns left. Man, this is rough. Well, as is so often the case, it really all just comes down to finding the villain. If you find him, you're good. If not, you're screwed. So there is a... Oh, actually, there's only 3 locations left. All right, I could... If I find the villain, then I could make it. So, do I want to use... No, I'm going to explore first, then Spyglass. So, we'll do a Lightning Touch... I have to roll a 9 on these dice. That's asking for trouble. Anybody got a Blessing of Eris still? She does. That recharges. And it didn't even make a difference, but that's fine. So now there's only 4 cards left here. I've got a 50-50 shot of finding the henchman/villain. And I do. Wow, I'm really glad the Goblin Raid does not have to happen because this is so awful. Everybody fights goblins and everybody takes a fire damage. It's just not a good time. Alright, I don't think I need to discard a blessing to explore again, so we'll just leave it at that. She'll take care of it next time. Lem, I guess, is fine here, so we'll just explore. Arcane Armor. Yeah, I wish I'd kept the Cure in my discard so I could actually, like, discard the Arcane Armor to get cures back. Okay, I'm going to discard the Sheriff. Alright, well... Seems like I cannot quite find the villain to save my life. But at least I have this arcane armor that I just picked up that I'm happy to discard to the damage. Oh, Seijan's here! Oh, an innocent casualty. To close this, I need to roll a 3. Doesn't Kira have another one of these blessings that matches the top? Yep, it recharges, so only Snake Eyes fails. I got a single Snake Eye. Not two snake eyes, thankfully. Alright, so we closed that location. So there's just like, what, 2 locations open now? Not that many turns left, but only 2 locations open. I feel like I can make this. Yeah, alright, we gotta go back to here. The thing is, if Seijan finds the villain, he's actually in rough shape, because he cannot make 2 combat checks. Somebody needs to pair up with Seijan, for sure. I don't care about drawing a random armor, but I don't want to discard the top D4 cards from my deck. Ooh, that's actually a really good find. And I will discard it to explore again. There is like a, let's see, like a 1 in 14 chance that I find the villain, which would be bad. Oh, that's a good spell. Okay, so this is a moment, right? Do you spend blessings to try to pick this thing up? Or do you just let it go and try to win? All right, I'm going to spend 1 blessing. I've got a better than 50% chance, so I'm not going crazy with it, but I am giving myself an extra boost, and it did make the difference. Perfect. Do I explore again? I have a 1 in 12 chance of finding the villain. This will eventually catch up to me if I keep doing this shit. Okay. So burglar, I'm just going to let that go. I mean, I can't choose how the die went, but if I had picked it up, would I have explored again? I don't know. But luckily I didn't pick it up, so I didn't have to make that choice. Alright, so now, what's going on here? Oh, there's a Goblin Raider here. Is she alone at this location? No. Sione's here as well. And on top of that, this is bad. She doesn't want to fight that thing because she has no weapons. But we're kind of running a little low on time. Alright, I guess we're going to go... Hang on a second. Yeah, I'm going to go here. And I'm probably just going to... Do I explore? Yeah, I'll take a chance. Okay, I got lucky. Didn't find a villain or a henchman or a monster, of which actually that was a 60% chance of finding a monster. I don't want to do this anymore. We got to get rid of this luck stone and just stop. Hopefully I find a weapon or a combat spell. Found the flaming mace, very good. Boleros. Okay, what's going on here? 4 cards left there. That's fine. She can explore a lot on her turn. So Valeris is just going to join the gangbang over here at the fountain. There's lots of monsters here for him to fight. Guidance. He finds the 1 spell. Oh my god, that's hysterical. Okay, well, alright then. So now, at least he can discard it to... Oh, he can discard his chainmails to explore too. Oh my god, he's got so much crap to explore. It's fantastic. Sucks that I have to lose a card here to this, because I would have liked to, explore with these cards instead of discarding them, but hopefully the villain's not too far off. I'm actually going to reveal it rather than discarding it or recharging it, because I need to have a weapon on hand to fight with. If I do find the henchman. Come on. Henchman? Oh, that's the worst possible thing that could have possibly happened. It's not the henchman, it's not the villain, and I have to take a fire damage, and everybody at the location takes a fire damage. Fuck. Actually, Valeris is on the brink of death here, thanks to this bullshit. But what are you gonna do? Alright, so there's a card left in the deck. It might be the henchman, or it might be the villain. I want it to be the villain because then Sione can auto-temp close the wooden bridge, and the villain will die. But if the villain's in the wooden bridge, things are a lot less sexy. Let me take a look. What am I examining? Oh, I know the henchman's here. I know for a fact it's the henchman here. So is it worth it for me to fight the henchman? No, of course not, because she's not going to get another turn. It's going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, and then... Or no, it's 4, and then 3, 2, 1, 0. She's not getting another turn, so closing this is the same as temp closing it. So the fact that she found the henchman is good in a way. It tells me that she doesn't have to explore. So all she really needs to do is pass. She has no blessings in the deck. There's nothing to fish for. Wait. Where's invisibility? Oh my god, she doesn't actually have invisibility in her hand. Oh my god. She's actually not guaranteed to close this thing. Okay, so that means I have to get rid of the cards that don't help me close and make sure that I pick up a troubadour. So this guarantees picking up at least 1 troubadour. I happen to get them both. Wow. Alright, I don't have cure. I don't need to do any starting actions. So we know who the villain is. The villain's here. Wait, this is it. I win, don't I? Because that's the villain's the last card. Oh my god. So we actually explored through everything, and the villain was literally, and I do mean literally, in the last place I looked. Well, luckily, as awful as this whole thing felt, it seems like it was going well enough. I managed to close all the locations. So now we're going to spend blessings out the anus to make sure she closes this. So anybody with more than 1 blessing needs to spend it. Ooh, non-combat dexterity, perfect. So that's actually an auto-succeed. Fan, fiddler on the roof-tastic. And now, Lem does need to take on one of these checks. He'll obviously take on the easier one. So how does he do it? With lightning touch? Or with the crossbow and the archer? I think it actually ends up being about the same. So we'll do the archer and the crossbow, because then he can also play 8 on top of it. Who's got more than one blessing? She does, so she can play one. And then Seijan has more than one, so he can play one. I'm pretty sure we're good here at this juncture. And then for the very difficult 12 combat check, we'll pass the buck to Valeros. And he will drop... Actually, is this even as good as the Bastard Sword? D8 plus 1 on average is the same as the Bastard Sword, and then the Bastard Sword adds a D10, so the Bastard Sword is actually better. So he'll do that. He'll play a blessing. She'll play a blessing. Seijan will play a blessing. Lem will play a blessing. Sione will play a blessing. Lem is going to recharge a fucking card because I just want to stick it to this asshole and all of his goblins. Booyah! Wouldn't want to do ya. Seriously, I wouldn't want to do you because you're so ugly. Alright. Thank God we win. Alright, that was tough. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe to show your awe and admiration for my incredible Pathfinder adventuring abilities. No, not really. And then we get a skill feed, so this makes the game a lot easier. Now that I've got a +2 to all my combat checks, that definitely... Well, not all of them, because Lem and Kira are kind of on the whole combat check thing, but 3 of my 5 characters have a +2 on all their combat checks, and that is definitely a nice thing to have when you're fighting against extra hard powers and difficult wildcards. Okay, so I don't want Ilsawari, don't want the dog. I mean, does she just get greedy and take both of these guys? I think that'd be kind of silly. Let's give that to someone else. Kira could actually use some help in combat. And I don't think I want her to have 2 of the same type of blessing. She's actually got a variety now. Let's pass one off to Valeros. Get rid of these guards. Guidance, no thanks. Short sword, no thanks. Kira. Strength is a good spell, but no thanks. Luckstone is awful. It's a trap. Don't use it. You think it's good. It's not. It's terrible. He's got some magic chainmail. Let's give that to Valeros so he can recharge it away. Frost Ray. Hey. Let's give it to Sione. I'm gonna prioritize giving the best spells for combat to Sione because after all, Lem does have like a crossbow and stuff. Alright, Sheriff Hemlock, man. I always think it's gonna be good. It's never good. I'd rather explore than use it than add a d6 to my combat. So it's just like never ends up being that great. Crow isn't that great. Okay, let's view all. Make sure I haven't missed anything. I still don't want those shield, the magic shield. Ooh, I have a fancy blessing in here. Hang on. Don't want to miss that. Fancy blessings are us. Arcane armor, enfeeble, guidance, lightning touch, strength. Okay, so let me just make sure. Does Lem have 2 combat spells? Ooh, I can get an extra lightning touch. Yes. Gotta get that sick lightning animation. All right, folks, we're done here. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and stay tuned for some local heroes coming up tomorrow. Take care.